everyone, and welcome to the American Whovian Fangirl Podcast. It's been a very, very long time since I've done one of these, and I figured, what better way to get going on these podcasts again than talking a little bit about Game of Thrones, especially the last two episodes, and what we expect for the finale, which will be next week. And joining me today is Callan. How you doing, Callan?
I'll unmute myself. I'm doing fine, yep. Thanks for having me, Caroline.
Oh, thanks for joining. And I have my Scottish hottie, Graham McLaughlin.
Malamangolas, dearie. Let's dance with some dragons.
And I got the one and only Texas Tim.
Hello there.
And last but not least, my awesome bro, Mike. How you doing?
Hey, how you doing, Seth, and the rest of the fellows here?
Okay, so let's get right into it. We'll start with you, Mike. How did you like the last two episodes of Game of Thrones?
Well, man, obviously fan favorites here, I'm sure. Definitely from this season, if not the whole show. I mean, like we were talking before, these the White Walkers to begin with were the first things we saw in Game of Thrones in the first episode, the first scene. And we got glimpses of them here and there. Always a mystery, always saying the winter's coming and all this jazz. And last week, they gave it to us. They finally showed what these guys are all about, man. And it was really great, man. I really, really, really loved, what was that, the last 15 minutes, man, with that battle going. I'm sure we all did. And as far as last night's episode, same thing. Right at the end there, with the whole assassination attempt going on, got one of our dragons, the missing dragon back. Got Daenerys riding on it and shit. That was cool, man. Just really epic. The past two episodes, really theatrical looking stuff, man. Great.
Now, as a whole, how do you rate the whole season so far? I mean, have you found it consistent all season long, or are you finding you're just getting into it now?
Well, it really started getting, I would say, for me, I liked it, man. I enjoyed it. It was slow, I guess the first half, a little slow here and there. There's a lot of cool things I like. I don't hate it. I guess if I have to rate the whole thing, I'd give it a nice 8, man, thus far.
And you got any expectations for next week?
With this show always throws you through a loop, man. So next week could be a story about a character that we haven't seen in a while. You never really know for sure. I didn't see the trailer yet, so I have no clue. I'm hoping we see the White Walkers, or we see where Daenerys goes with her dragon, but I don't know. They might, we might be back in the prison cell and see what's going on with the prisons, or what, I don't, it's hard to say.
Cool. Thanks for giving me your input. Hey, Callan, how did you, like the last two episodes and,
Yeah, the last two episodes have been pretty good. Yeah, it's good to see the White Walkers doing something. It's nice to see the dragon back in the story. Yeah, last two episodes I've been happy with. As you said earlier, Caroline, before we started, the rest of the season, most of it's been a bit slow. I missed some of the characters from last season. I like the Hound, and I don't know if he'll come back, but he's no longer with us. But still, it's still been quite good.
Do you have any expectations for next week?
Well, let's hope it's an arse-kicking next week. I've nothing specific. I just hope it's a good one.
I think we all think that way, too. Hey, Brian, thanks for joining us. You just popped in.
Hello.
Have you watched Game of Thrones, especially the last two episodes?
Yes.
What did you think about it?
Awesome. Awesome as ever.
Do you have any expectations for the season finale?
No, not really. I'm just hoping that it'll be a good finale. I mean, like last year's finale. I'm hoping it'll be just as good as last year's and everything. So
That's cool.
I just hope that they don't kill anybody off that I like my favorite, or like any of my favorite characters or anything.
You're watching the wrong show, kiddo.
I know that I know that it probably won't happen, but I'm just hoping.
Okay, cool. Hey, Scottish Hottie, what did you like about the last 2 episodes?
Thank you, dearie. Well, like the guys said, the first half of the season, was it slow? I don't know so much. As Tim's alluded to numerous times, and this show faded the very first season. All they do is move the pieces around. It's a game of politics. It's a game of intrigue. Some of the storylines might not be everybody's cup of tea this season, but in terms of the format, they've not done anything differently. Last 2 episodes, dynamite. We had the meeting of the minds, as it were, with Tyrion and Daenerys. He's been appointed our advisor now. People have been speculating about that. These two have got to meet since the thing began. And then you've got the White Walkers. Now, I've been quite vocal on the subject since this thing started. It took them nearly 6 frickin' years to do something. 6 years. What? Winter's coming. Where are they coming from? Alaska? I mean, yeah, no, but was it worth the wait? Hell yeah. That looked expensive. That looked frickin' expensive, man, what they accomplished last week. And, you had the wildland chick who put her kids in the boat. The minute those kids were in the boat, oh, you're dead, kid. Sorry. Say goodbye to children. Bye-bye. But really awesome effects. Nice way to recruit new members, just go like this. And there you go. Raise the dead. Good stuff. As for last night's episode, I'm sorry. Stannis' I'll keep this clean, manhood must be now on a block, and there must be a big axe coming its way. Totally. I've never been so disgusted with a segment of a TV show, and I'm into all this gritty horror stuff that Meg's into, and that totally rubbed me the wrong way. I knew it was happening when Melisandre mentioned it a few episodes back. I didn't think it would happen so quickly. I thought it was sometime maybe next season when they gave in and went, right, do her in. 2 episodes down the road, man. George R. R. Martin, you've no mercy, and you're a son of a bitch. Top notch.
Okay, and saving the best for last. Texas Tim, what did you think?
I wouldn't say the first part of the series was boring, but I can get why maybe it didn't get anybody's attention that much. Because again, like Graham mentioned, that they do a lot of moving pieces around and stuff like that. But as far as the last 2 episodes, yeah, I mean, for me, one of the best things about last week's episode was the meeting finally of Tyrion and Daenerys, because it was just like, wow. Because they've been kind of, I think, not just mine, but a lot of people's favorite characters since series 1, just because they started out as underdogs, kind of in a way, and you kind of everybody roots for the underdog, and to get them together finally this late in the show was really cool. But then they topped that off with a big, expensive 15-minute sequence with the White Walkers, and you're like, wow, just when you thought it couldn't get any better, boom.
There you go.
So that was cool. And then last night as well, I mean, yeah, ditto what Graham said about what's his name, because, yeah, who the fuck does that? Oh, I'm sorry. But, I mean, really, that's not cool. That is not cool. That's not cool. But then again, this is Game of Thrones. It's a different time. It's a different place. It's all about, religious beliefs of some sort, maybe whatever that it was. But but then but the cool thing I liked though was that you have a situation at the end sequence of it, where you got Daenerys obviously uncomfortable at this kind of event where it's like gladiators fighting. She hates that. She's been forced into it basically by these people that she's trying to make their lives better, and they won't have it. I mean, she actually had to have one of them fried by one of her dragon friends, and just to prove a point. So, you think it's all about that. And what was his name? Joran?
Carell.
Okay, he comes back again. He comes back again to prove that he has been her best friend this whole series, because she kind of kicked him out twice now. And you think it's all about that. And it is all about that, but then he wins, and then boom, it's about something else. It's an assassination attempt on her, which is, wow. And then she has to call on her dragon to come and save her, which was really cool. I thought that was, wow, this was good.
Yeah,
good. Moving the story along quite a bit here. Yeah,
good to see Dragon again. Go the dragon. Yeah.
So yeah, I really enjoyed these last 2 weeks, probably the most this year. But I wouldn't say that the earlier episodes were boring. I just think it's just, again, there's just them doing what they're doing and moving the pieces around, getting where they need to be. So
can I say, has anybody got any praise for Jonathan Pryce as the High Sparrow? What a religious nut, man.
He's not in it that much, but when he is on screen, he really does, hold the, hold that segment. You know what I mean?
I mean that segment with him and what's her name?
Diana Rigg.
Yeah, Diana Rigg. Yeah, phenomenal, man. Two old fogies of the acting world, flexing their muscles and, thought that was awesome, man.
Well, can I just say that the storyline for this year of I forgot who's
Arya.
Who's the youngest Stark?
Arya.
Oh yeah, yes. The storyline for Arya, I'm not too big a fan of it. I think it's a bit. I think it's moving a bit slow. I think the storyline is a bit slow for her this year. Than the other previous seasons. I liked her story. I liked her other story arc within the previous seasons. It just doesn't seem that great to me.
Brian, you know what? Sorry, Tim, where you go?
No, I just said they're building up to something with her character because...
You know what? I don't think this fucking thing's lagging. Sorry, Tim, where you go?
No, I'm sorry. I'm just saying her story has been a slow burner. I mean, it's been a long game for the whole series so far because basically she's one of those pieces they move around quite a bit, and it looks like she's supposed to be an assassin, and she's disguised as a oyster seller. Yeah. So we'll have to see. Maybe next week will be all about her. Like Carol Ann's question was, what do you think is going to happen next week? Maybe not a lot, because the last 2 or 3 years, the big episode was the one before the last episode.
Yeah.
And then they'll do just something and just to wrap things up a little bit to wait till next year. Nothing game changer, but you never know. So.
Yeah, I mean, I just found her story much more interesting when she was still with the Hound and everything.
If I was to guess with regards to next week, you'll probably have something to do with Cersei's trial and your Jaime getting back to King's Landing, and they'll probably touch upon the Baratheon lot and
whenever they show Jon Snow and his story arcs and with all his background stories and everybody else within his story, I don't really like it all.
Why?
It just bores me to death whenever I see.
Well, once again, you're watching the wrong show, kiddo.
Yeah, Jon Snow's awesome. And by the way, we found out because Brian or Freedom let us know that the guy that plays the giant that we've been seeing the past episode, well, last week, the Giant is going to be in an episode of Doctor Who this year at Loch Ness. He's going to be some kind of.
Oh, that's sweet.
Not Loch Ness monster. I forget. They did have it, Mr. Fish or something. I forget. But he's
the Fisher King, somewhere.
The Fisher King, yeah. So that's going to be interesting, man. How cool was that though? A giant, man.
Oh, I love the Giant. Yeah. I mean, basically, for me, like I said earlier before we started, this season hasn't really been all that memorable. That maybe it's just me. Maybe sad. Sometimes I have a tendency to like watch a series, and then once I get to a certain point, I get bored. I mean, I hope that's not the case with Game of Thrones, because it's really been a great few years.
I would say that the last 2 episodes just kind of told you that no. I mean, you were just waiting for something like that, right? Because you like these last 2, right?
Yeah, I mean the last 2 episodes. That's why I wanted to do this, because the last 2 episodes has been like really epic. I mean, really, in my opinion, you could throw out the rest of it. I mean, because I even have a hard time remembering what even happened. Like, during the first like half of the season. Granted, we only have 10 seasons, so what's that telling you? But I mean, I was really psyched about last week. I mean. It was like a typical thing, and then all of a sudden that last 15 minutes was worth it. Finally after all this time. I mean, when was it the first major time you really saw the White Walkers was the end of season 2, when you had like that whole army, and then you have like the White Walkers on horseback. I mean, that was awesome. And then you kind of had that imagery again last week, where when they were on the cliffs, I guess they were the generals, and you see like them on the horses, you knew something was going to happen. I mean, and then you have that avalanche of walkers, and and another thing I like it whenever you have like, you ever notice sometimes when you have movies or like TV shows like this with walkers every now, or zombies or whatever you want to call them, you notice how sometimes they always do like a nod to the old Sinbad movies, and they actually had that with that one White Walker that was like a skeleton trying to climb underneath the gate.
There's quite a few of that. Yeah.
I mean, that reminded me of Sinbad. I mean, and it was just incredible. It was last week was great. I mean, that probably like blew their whole special effects budget in that 1 15-minute segment. And of course last night's episode, I'm still kind of angry with what Stannis did. I was actually screaming at the TV. I was like, you bastard.
That's a shame. I thought like maybe they were going to do something with that girl eventually.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because even Zoe pointed out that what does she have on her face? Is that the same thing that the other guy has on his hand from the stone?
Yeah, that's
like,
what I was thinking.
Like, but you were hoping like, was it going to build up to something and find out a little bit more about her? But then, bam, they set her on fire. What a horrible way to die, and what a horrible thing to do to a little kid.
I mean, I was actually thinking, that guy, what's his name, Davos?
Davos, yeah.
Davos. I was really thinking he was in like the, with all the troops. I was really thinking he was going to like run up there like on horseback and like, grab her.
He was already gone though. He had been sent on his mission, right?
Yeah, but you got the
one that gave her the little horse.
Yeah. But you got the impression that he knew something might have been up the way he was acting. It was almost like he knew that was it.
He said, "Let me take your daughter back to this where she'll be safe." And he told her not.
So I really thought he was gonna like defy Stannis and like save her, and then run back to the wall with
Wait till he finds out, man.
Oh man, can't wait to see that. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking it too. I was thinking once he finds out, I'm going to be surprised if he goes and stands by his side again. I'm going to, he's going to do something, or, kill that stupid witch, what's her name? Some weird long name.
Oh, Sandra.
Yeah. I mean, I hope they set her on fire very slowly. A very slow creeping fire that slowly starts from her feet and slowly engulfs her, like takes 5 minutes for her to like
Holy
burn
shit.
alive. And like have Stannis like standing there all tied up saying, "You're going to be next," and
all right, I'll be the one to broach the subject. Last night's episode, Caroline, how many phone calls did you make? We had the flaming horse.
Oh,
and we had the poor wee dragon getting pin shot with the arrows a few times.
Oh, I was swearing. I was swearing big time. I was like, honestly, between Walking Dead and Game of Thrones, these people must hate horses. I mean, they're always killing them. If freaking Walking Dead isn't having these zombies eating these poor horses, you have Walking Dead chopping their heads off, catching them on fire. What other ways are they getting them?
There's another reason to get Stannis on the old barbecue, man. What was it he said to Davos? Chop up the horses and butcher them for meat or something.
Yeah. I was like, what the hell?
To be fair, they were already dead, but
And then with the dragon at the end, I mean, granted that was cool. Now I don't know. I got the impression that when she closed her eyes, she was actually calling the dragon. I mean, I could be wrong.
I thought that as well.
But I mean, that was awesome. I was cheering. I was like, it's about time. And I was like, just blow up everything, dragon. Just catch everybody on fire. Catch the whole city on fire. They're good for nothing, And I was angry when when he was getting speared, and I was like, if they kill the dragon, I'm gonna stop watching the show. But then that was cool, when he, she climbed up on the dragon's back and flew off, and I loved the look on Tyrion's face. He was like, okay.
She's got a bigger one than me.
Yeah. And then you're thinking, is she going to come back for them? I mean,
it's just the way that I reckon that ending's misleading. I don't think she's flown away. I think she's just like soaring above them as they look up. All the wee guys who were assassinated, charcoal run about.
Yeah, I think like Mike pointed out earlier, she was the assassination target, not her friends.
Right.
Yeah.
And of course, since they were with her and trying to run with her, of course they would be targets as well. But I think they really wanted her dead. That was the whole point of those people with the masks on. So by her escaping with the dragon, which was cool,
and hopefully she'll go get the other two that are locked up in the catacombs or something.
What that portion of the storyline does now is for next year is it gives her a reason to leave Marine.
Right.
Well, elsewhere.
Because I think it's time. I mean, I liked it. Like last week, that was another thing. Last week is when finally Daenerys and Tyrion met. I mean, that was like epic, and I think everybody was waiting for that. Now, I haven't read the books, but I kind of went online and
no, again.
And I've been kind of like giving myself spoilers with the books, but I mean, what it says online could be wrong, but from what I read, it almost seems like they haven't met in the books yet.
No, they moved away from the books, so people like you can't.
I think this was good. It was good for the people who haven't read the books and are just embraced in the show, and the people who read the books got something that they haven't seen yet. So, that was really clever what they did, and it's going to be interesting to see if they move from, because I really don't think she should stay in Marine, and that was one of the things I was going to mention for next week. What I'm expecting is they're probably going to tie everything up like they have, because it's always been like that, where they tie up the loose ends so they can get ready for next season. But it would be nice if they, they should drop that whole thing where Arya, whatever, and wait until next season, because I really don't care. You know, I liked her better when she was like, you know, doing stuff. I mean, this whole thing with the two-faced God, you know, it's like, what? You know, you know, I just found it like stupid. And then here she's supposed to become, I think it's going to come back and haunt her, or, you know, bite her in the butt, because she had a mission, and her mission was to kill that guy, you know, whoever that guy was.
Yep. Yeah.
And she ended up dropping her mission to go follow that. I even forget who that guy was. Who was that guy?
Tyrell. Wasn't it? The Tyrell guy. It was
Yeah,
Mark Gatiss.
the one that she followed in the, you know, brothel. Who was that?
No, that wasn't Gatus. That was somebody else.
No. Mark Gatiss was there. I'm saying. I'm just throwing it.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah, he was there for a minute.
so and then she blatantly lied to that like good-looking blonde-haired guy, you know, and you know, so you know, I had the feeling that he knew she was lying.
Yeah.
You know, and most likely they've been watching her to see what she's been doing. So I think that's going to come back and like bite her in the butt big time. I would also like to see, you know, like everybody band together and, you know, not do kumbaya type of thing in the wall, but, you know, they really got to start banding together, because basically winter is here. If one more person says winter is coming, I'm going to get ballistic, because it's freaking snowing. Winter is there. It's time that they stop saying winter is coming, because winter is here.
Winter's been coming for 6 freaking years, people.
Yeah, and it's snowing. Everybody's standing outside now when it's snowing. It's winter. You know, don't say it again. And, you know, so
it's Christmas.
Yeah. You know, so, I mean, I think it's going to be, I'm hoping next week's episode isn't going to be like boring and drawn out, but I think it's going to like tie a lot of stuff together. You know, it would be nice to see, you know, Cersei have her trial. You know,
you probably won't get that, but don't be surprised if you get a verdict returned.
Yeah.
And, you know, like we said with Tyrion last year before we all kicked it, don't be surprised if the axe or something's coming down and it cuts the credits.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see who's going to, you know, somebody's going to die next week. It's just that you don't know who. You know, you know, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I mean,
money's on the high Sparrow.
I just hope.
Ramsey.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it would be nice if Sansa killed Ramsay and Reek. You know, they're good for nothing. You know, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And my expectations is I hope it has as much as emotion in it as last night's and the week before. So
excellent.
Hey, does anybody else have anything to add? Any little tidbits?
I wouldn't mind. I think the guy that's been sent off on his mission might go and join Daenerys and her group. He'll be well hawked off if the little princes have been killed. I think that could happen.
Oh, Davos?
Oh, Davos, yeah.
Yeah, that's. I'm going to be upset if he ends up like dying or something like that, because he really needs to get revenge, because he really loved that kid.
I'm going to say the same thing to you that I said to BJ twice on this cast. You're watching the wrong frickin' show.
Yeah, I know. I'm just hoping, you know, but really and truly, I'm surprised they haven't killed off Tyrion yet.
Oh, no, Dinklage on too much money.
Although, like my mom said, if my mom was here right now, she would say that if Tyrion dies, she's going to stop watching it. And I have a feeling a lot of people feel the same way.
You know, well, that proves my theory. If you're going to kill him off, you do it in the penultimate. You do it in the penultimate episode, or you do it in the last episode. That way, nobody can stop watching. The series is done.
Yeah.
Yes. As long as they don't kill off Tyrion or Daenerys, I'm good.
Yeah.
Because those two are my favorite characters within the show, and if they end up on either one off or both of them, I'm done.
Ah, you are so melodramatic, BJ.
Now,
Do we know if this is going to be a longer episode than normal or what?
It probably will be. Most
Maybe
likely.
Have they ever
5
done
minutes
that?
here or there. I don't know, 5 minutes maybe? 5-10 minutes tops.
I forget. Did they last year for the finale?
I can't
thought
remember.
so. I thought it was 10 extra minutes last year.
Yeah, I think it was like
Might have been,
I think it was a couple extra minutes.
Now, who's read the books?
Named it.
Okay, so just Graham, you've read the books?
I've dabbled. I don't. It doesn't really matter because they've totally strayed for the books now, or they've switched things around for the books. So even,
in your opinion, what have you enjoyed more, the books or the show?
The show, I've got a lot more scope with it. It's more people's vision. I mean, with the books, it's just George R. R. Martin stuff.
Okay.
There's a lot more in-depth stuff with the books. There's a lot of stuff with the books that you've not seen on the show, but
That's interesting. Hey, anybody else have anything else to add? No.
There's not like
Going once, going twice.
Sold.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone for joining me. It's been fun. This has been a long time coming. And anybody listening, if you're Doctor Who fans, please join the Whovians podcast on Saturdays and Sundays. Saturdays they do classic episodes. Sunday they do the newer series, and there's also Audio Who if you guys are into the audio episodes. And have a great night, everyone.
Malamongolas.